I can't let you go without you clarifying for us this thing that I even have personally about using the term witch freaks people out. They immediately think you're a pagan, you're the devil. So can you just educate us a little bit about the history of the term witch and the proper definition of really what a witch is and why people might not want to think it's evil?
Yeah, well, so I get all fired up about this. I was just reading an amazing book about this. This is a really good book.
I'll have to
Very
get it.
very academic, but it's Witches and Pagans,
Okay.
by a woman named Max Deschaux, who runs something called the Suppressed Histories Archives, and she is,
Mm,
I would say, one of the best resources on not just like sacred feminine histories, but women's histories,
mm.
indigenous people's histories, but basically all the histories that have been erased. She's been running it for 50 years. And but one of the things that she writes about in this book that is just so fascinating is she goes through all of these different regional dialects and languages and recounts what the original word for witch meant back in the early Middle Ages in Europe. And it's all repeatedly words like wise woman, healer, herbalist,
Medicine woman.
medicine woman,
Mhm,
yes, midwife, all with very positive connotations.
mhm,
A cunning woman. Cunning woman is, a wise woman.
mhm.
So I think it's one of those words we absolutely should reclaim for ourselves. Like why, until we invent, unless we want to come up with a new word, that's our other option, right? We can just invent a word, or we just say, you don't get to define me. Like this is the language that we have. And so I'm going to take back that word and I'm going to use it the way that it was meant to be used,
Mhm.
which I feel
It,
kind of strongly about.
I love everything you just said. I'm right with you on that. It's just really sad the way that that term was redefined because of religious um, ambitions to try to, make people fear women that were healers and anything that was competition to their dogma. So they just immediately made them evil and bad. And it's
Yeah.
just, we have to educate people as to the proper definition of that term, because I know, I get a little about that term myself because that's how I was brought up. Like that's a bad thing, it's not, and then it's not what the original definition was, which I'm really glad you clarified. Thank you.
And I like to use the word. I use it with my kids. They know that I'm
Mm,
going on my witch's call every full moon. And
cool.
my kids are, it's funny because we're around Halloween. I don't know when this will come out, but we're around Halloween
Yeah.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so like my kids will say, I heard them say there was something about a witch, and they were like, wait, do you mean like the wise woman or the other one? Because they
Yeah, the
know that it
Halloween
means
one.
right,
Yeah,
right. They know the difference and they understand that, that
that's
this is,
great.
yeah. And my daughter's like, she's like, I want to be a green witch. I want to grow up and learn about
Yes,
plant medicine. And so I don't know. I
yes,
feel like these things seem little, but they're not, because if we can teach the next generation to just
they're
embrace that
huge.
word, then all of a sudden that takes the charge out of it.
So
It's not so
true. And,
scary.
and and like we were mentioning, how we label things and define things have all kinds of connotations and meanings that we give them. And the meaning is everything. The
Yeah.
meaning you attach to any term, any word, any experience in your life will determine how you emotionally react to it, and then what you believe, and then how you act. And it's just a ripple effect from there. So
So true.
you got two lucky kids.
I feel lucky too.